Rebel Moon, the newest film by Zack Snyder from Netflix, starring Sofia Boutella, Charlie Hunnam, bunch of others, is not a good movie. It's not. It's just not a good movie. If you want to hear my full thoughts on the movie, I did a 3-minute review on my second channel, which will be linked in the description, so go check that out if you want. But just to get to the nitty gritty of it, it's incredibly hollow. It's a bare bones version of, I think, the movie it wanted to be. We don't learn anything about these characters. We have no emotional attachment to these characters except for Sofia Boutella's the character, who is the main character of this story. But other than that, it's a hollow, very haphazardly put together sci-fi, wanting to be sci-fi epics of like a Star Wars. So I come here today wanting to make this video because I know what this movie is. I think a lot of us know what this movie is. It's not a movie to be a movie. It's a movie to hype up a fan base to then put out the actual movie. And a lot of you, I think, know what I'm talking about here. If I were a Netflix executive, I would do exactly what they did. Do I think it's a good idea from my shoes? Absolutely not. I think it's incredibly stupid. But if I were an executive at Netflix, I would have the same train of thought. Okay, well, the Snyder fan base is obviously incredibly intense and rabid and loves and kisses the ground that Zack Snyder walks on. Rightfully so. I think he's a very talented director and filmmaker. I don't want to put anything to say that. I loved Army of the Dead. I think that Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League is fantastic. But what I think Netflix is doing here is putting out a haphazardly bare bones cut of a longer director's cut that Snyder has already admitted exists, and putting it out so that critics trash on it because it's legitimately not a good movie, and bringing together the Snyder fan base once again to set off this call to action to release Snyder's director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1. I get it. Like, I don't, again, if I were an executive at Netflix, like, it makes sense because people are going to watch Rebel Moon Part 1. They're going to be disappointed with Rebel Moon Part 1. And therefore, when the director's cut is inevitably released, because again, Zack Snyder has already said there is a director's cut of this movie that he wants to release eventually, but it's up to demand. He said that in a quote. Basically, that's paraphrasing, but he basically said in a quote, it's up to the demand if the director's cut is released. He's playing into the game, guys. If you want it, we'll release it. He's playing into the game with Netflix, and I respect it. I get it. I understand it. He got the bag from Netflix, I'm sure. This movie, I don't know what the budget was, but it has to be astronomical. And they're playing into this. They're playing into the Snyder fandom. The Snyder fandom, as we know, can be very ravenous, and they can unite, and they will come at you. And I know I'm going to get some Snyder fans in my comments and on social media coming at me for this video, but look in the mirror. You know I'm right. You know what Netflix is doing here. And that's the problem with this. That's my main point here. That is the problem with Rebel Moon and Netflix, is they are taking what happened with the Release the Snyder Cut movement for Snyder's version of the Justice League, and they're trying to, I don't want to say market is the right word, but they're trying to like regurgitate that same movement, but to get eyes on screens twice. Once to watch the regular cut, and another time to watch the director's cut. More eyes on Netflix, more money for Netflix, more money for Zack Snyder, more money for all of them. It all works out. Now, I'm not saying that Zack Snyder in particular is money grubbing here. I actually don't think that. Like, I legitimately think he wants to make a really good product. And I fully trust that when this director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1 comes out, I fully trust that it will be fantastic. My point, though, is why not just release it to start? Why not just release it to start? Like, the movie's there, obviously. Snyder has said that it exists. There is a director's cut that is much longer, it is bloodier, it is gorier, it is R-rated. They also put this out as PG-13, which I think is a mistake. So why not just release the director's cut to start with? Netflix was backing Snyder. Like, they weren't just bringing him in to throw together a movie and then they have complete control. Like, they brought in Snyder to make the movies he wants to make, and they are backing him. So obviously, if he had a vision of something he wanted to make, I think they would totally support him in that. I don't see why they wouldn't. Doesn't make any sense. We know Snyder is an incredibly talented filmmaker, and when it comes to world building and storytelling, he's good. Like, I don't want this to seem like I am coming at Zack Snyder, because I'm not. I actually think he's incredibly talented. This is Netflix. This is Netflix's problem. They are trying to reanimate the Snyder fan base so that they bring out the Snyder cut of Rebel Moon Part 1 so that everyone has to watch it again. Everyone has to log into Netflix to watch Rebel Moon again. Which means more money for the big guys upstairs. I just don't like it. I think it's kind of scheming and conniving, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think that it does any good. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out. I don't love what they're doing here. They're basically trying to manipulate a fan base into like bringing up again and going on social media and demanding that we get the director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1. I think you probably could have gotten the director's cut to start with. Again, like, I'm talking in circles now, but I just wanted to get this out. I wanted to rant. This is a rant video. I wanted to rant because I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. And I think we would have gotten a much better product if it wasn't for Netflix wanting to try to rekindle the fire and hit lightning in a bottle once again when it comes to the release of the Snyder Cut movement. The release of the Snyder Cut movement was warranted. The Justice League movie is horrible. And Snyder's vision for the Justice League and that 4-hour cut that came out on HBO is fantastic. That was a warranted movement. This one doesn't make any sense. Snyder was there the entire time. This is his vision. This is his story. This doesn't make any sense. Release the Snyder cut to start with. Why do we got to go through this again? I think it's dumb. I genuinely think it's dumb. I don't think they should have done this. I think it is a mistake by Netflix. And I think it's a mistake by Snyder to let it happen. Like, I don't want to trash Snyder, but he's not off scot-free in this either. Like, he is not off scot-free. He's not innocent in this. If he wanted to release his cut, he would have demanded that they release his cut. Because again, I really believe that Netflix is backing him here. They want him to succeed. They will do what he wants to do. That's the partnership I think they have. I could be completely wrong, and an article could come out in Variety, The Hollywood Reporter in like a year and say that Snyder and Netflix had a horrible relationship. That could happen. I don't think it will, though. I think this is a marketing ploy by Netflix to have the Snyder fandom come on social media, demand the Snyder cut of Rebel Moon Part 1, and then everyone watches it once again on Netflix. Netflix, that's a bit shady, in my opinion. I think people deserve better. I think people deserve a better product than you put out with this. Because it's clearly a bare bones version of what Snyder wanted to create. Clearly. Watch the movie. It's clearly a bare bones interpretation of what Snyder actually had in mind. And again, Snyder kind of dug his grave here too by saying there is a director's cut and it will be released if the demand is there. People aren't safe in this. Snyder isn't safe in this. Netflix isn't safe in this. People are not safe in this. They're all complicit in this, and I don't think it's good. I think it's wrong. I don't think it's good. But what do I know? I just came on here to rant because I feel like Everyone deserves a better product. I truly believe there is a better product out there, and it will come out eventually, but not now. For now, we got what we got. And I think it's a mistake. That's just me. All right, I don't know. This was a rant video. I don't know if there's going to be... I don't know if anyone's going to watch it, honestly. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. And if they do, I don't know if people are going to be mad or happy or agree or disagree. I don't know. Be civil in the comments. That's all I'm going to say. Be civil in the comments if you watch until here. I also want to say, I don't think Snyder fans are, like... I don't think they're the problem here. It all goes back to Netflix and the higher-ups in Netflix. I don't think Snyder fans are the problem here. I know people say that that's what I'm saying. That's not. I don't think Snyder fans are the problem here. I don't think Zack Snyder really is the problem here either. He's complicit in it. There are parts of this that make him complicit, but I don't fully think it's his fault either. I really, truly believe it is the higher-ups at Netflix and the marketing people and all the people that had this rollout in mind. They're the people here that are fully complicit in this kind of robbery, honestly. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're a Snyder fan, be gentle, because I don't think you're the problem here. I don't. I think it's Netflix. I think they should have just released his cut to start with. That's just me. Because why sit through a two-hour movie that's not great to then have like a 3-hour movie come out in like a year that's actually good? Why do that? I don't think it's worth it. That's just me. But that's it. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you like me, like what I'm doing here. Go check out my second channel. I did an actual review of Rebel Moon on my second channel. So you can go check that out. That'll be linked in the description. Follow me on Instagram. Do all those things. Got a few more videos coming out at the end of the year on this channel. So I appreciate you all for watching. Please understand that I don't have any problem with Snyder fans or Zack Snyder. It is Netflix and those people that were in charge of the rollout of this movie that I have a problem with. I think it's shady. I think it's not great. And I don't think it should have happened. That's all I got to say. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a rest of your day. We'll see you in the next video.